Hey, good morning and welcome to Job chapter 12. We're not in Job chapter 12, Job chapter 11. I was on the wrong page. Job chapter 11 this morning. We are now continuing our way through the book of Job. If you've been reading along with us, you know, the first couple chapters of Job were a conversation between God and Satan about all of these things. Satan trying to prove that Job is not a very good follower of God, that he will turn away, he'll curse God if his life wasn't so blessed. So Satan then goes and does all these different things to Job. Okay, key phrase there being Satan did a bunch of things to Job. Takes away his family, completely destroys his business, all of his possessions, and then gives him a sickness he's dealing with, all of these things, right? And so then now through this process, different people have been coming to Job, giving them their reasons for why Job is suffering, letting him know, enlightening him, hey, Job, this is what's really going on. When we really know, the reader really has the perspective of, no, that's not what's going on. Satan and God were having a conversation about this. This has nothing to do really even with Job per se. It's between God and Satan, and Job's life is just being used as a testimony of God. And so we come up to the next friend. I put friends roughly in quotation marks. Many times when we are going through rough situations, friends get quotation marks around their names, if you know what I'm saying. So here we are, Job chapter 11, a man named Zophar, maybe it's a woman, Zophar, the Naamite, then begins to talk to Job and let him know the truth as to what is going on. So it kind of begins, they begin to kind of almost mock Job, let him know, oh, you say my beliefs are flawless and I am pure in your sight. And it says, they say this, oh, how I wish that God would speak and that he would open up his lips against you. He literally tells Job, right? You're saying that you're pure and you're holy and all these things. You know, I wish God would just simply open up his mouth and curse you because you are lying right now. But if you remember at the beginning of Job, God literally describes Job as a blameless, pure man, right? God's the one that used those words first, right? So God's perspective of Job is he is a blameless and pure man. Job saying, I think I'm pure and holy, but if there is something wrong in my heart, please let me know, God. We read that in the last chapter, which goes along just even to show how much more Job's character is humble and pure and holy. So this person literally goes on and on and on about all of these things that he then goes to this point to then says, you know what, Job, the reason this is all happening is because of your sin. Literally, this is all because of your sin. He's going on and on and on, and it says this in verse 14, okay? In verse 13 first, it says, if you devote your heart to him and stretch out your hands to him, if you put away the sin that is in your hand and allow no evil to dwell in your tent, then you will lift up your face without shame. You will stand firm and without fear. So this friend literally, they're blowing any punches. They literally say, okay, man, you want to know what your problem is? You've got sin in your life. You've got secret sin in your life. You need to get it out of your tent, get it out of your house. There is sin in your life that you need to deal with. And we may say, how crazy is this that that's what this person resorts to? But we as human beings, sometimes we see the best in ourselves and the worst in other people. And so when we look at other people, we say, well, what's wrong with you? There must be sin in your heart. What you're doing is bad. And we think the worst of other people, and we begin to think something's going on that's not going on. And we begin to write between the lines of what God is actually doing. And if this person had actually taken the time to talk to God, to pray with God, they would not be saying these things. I just think just recently, if you ever sell things online, like on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace and all these things, when you post something, you want to get the most money out of it. My wife and I, we just sold our dining room table on there. We put it on, and the first couple of people gave us literally a tenth of what we put it on there for. And we said, no, we're going to wait out and we're going to wait for the right price. And we waited out, we ended up getting what we asked for it. And then just last night we were scrolling through, looking at some stuff, and there was something on there that I was like, oh, Adriana, this is a really good deal on this drill press. And she goes, okay. And it was like $200 or something like that for this industrial drill press. And she goes, okay, I'll offer them $10. And we both started dying laughing because we're like, man, how funny is it that when we're selling something, we want the highest price. But then when someone else is selling something, we want to get the lowest price. And that's kind of what happened here with Zophar, right? It's like, okay, if I was going through this, I would want you to be graceful with me, to be loving with me. But because you're going through this, obviously you're a horrible, sinful person. That's what's going on. Obviously, that's what's going on. And so we have to be careful when people are going through things to not to jump to conclusions and begin pointing the sin finger at people. You're sinning, you're sinning, you're sinning, you're sinning. You've got sin in your life. You've got sin in your life. And that's why your life sucks. That's not what we're supposed to do. God is at work with so many other things. So this week, just remember that no matter what, to remember that we want the best for ourselves. Let's also give other people the benefit of the doubt. Pray to God before talking to other people, right? Let's then have grace with other people, love other people. And tomorrow you definitely want to tune in because we're going to see Job's response to all of these accusations from his friend. So I hope to see you tomorrow for Job chapter 12.